You got to read the forums first. We're already talking about that, Steve, in this thread. Don't start another post discussion about that because we're discussing it over here.
Okay, but now we got Slack. Suddenly, someone who's like not authorized to put something in a channel busts in there and shares their fundraiser for their kid's cancer or whatever, and you're like, okay, we really care about your kid and we love you so much, but like that's not that's not the right Slack etiquette.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to People Fuss. My name is Doug Daniels.
And I'm Carrie Prince.
And we are here to discuss the fuss today about internet history and etiquette.
Ooh, internet etiquette, you say?
Yes, indeed. We're going to be talking about all of the do's and don'ts.
The do's and don'ts.
The P's and Q's.
The P's and Q's.
Yes, of internet culture over the years.
Yes. Doug will be in the driver's seat on this one, but I really like the topic because I think we're very different people online, and there are different permission structures online, whether we like it or not. People just behave differently online, and the way that we connect with each other has always been different online, whether that's because it was lacking some, human face, emotion, tone, or whatever, or has way too much of it that we read into it when we see words. And it definitely has transformed. The etiquette that we have has transformed over the years, but it's gotten really intense the last few years.
Yep.
We're really worried about kids in the online space and how they're learning social skills and interactions. But we are, elder millennials. And so we've been on the internet since we were young, and both of us had computers and internet since we were young, right? We were early.
Dial-up.
Yeah.
28.8K.
We were lucky enough to have households where he built his computers. My dad built our computers. Yeah. And I think that something happens to our empathy centers online, whether again it gets too dialed up or dialed down. I'm definitely the person that like takes things way too much to heart when I see things online. And Douglas he's been in bullying rooms and seen enough crazy comments that he can really like not take it to heart. So I need to learn more about this. I usually use him as like an agent relationship. I'll be like, I can't read the comment myself, but you can tell me as I'm looking at your sweet face and hearing the tone and hearing you interpret it for me. And then it doesn't fill me with adrenaline when I hear it from you. But when I read it on the page, I just get hot immediately. Even if it's a good comment, I don't know what's coming. And as I'm reading it, I don't know what someone said to me. And I know that they don't have this social barrier of politeness that we have in person to each other. We just have this natural, usually, sense of politeness.
Yeah, that's totally gone. The in-person stuff is totally out the window when you're online, and I think we all know that just based on our own personal experience online. But yeah, I think I developed a thicker skin just growing up playing video games, online video games, Counter-Strike, StarCraft Brood War. The old school games of online interaction. Actually, I think that's where I learned how to type really quickly, because in between rounds after you die, you want to be able to type real quick, so you got to learn how to talk shit real fast.
Yeah.
So anyway,
with that perfect
in mind,
segue,
talking
please,
shit
Douglas,
in games,
take us back to the 90s.
The 90s. Okay, so the 90s begins in January of 1990. Okay.
Brilliant.
Now, I know that there's going to be some people listening to this, the thousands and thousands of our fan base. Somebody's going to say, Douglas, the internet didn't start in the 90s. The internet started before the 90s, and there's debate, blah, blah, blah. But that's fine, whatever. I'm not here to quibble. We're just going to be talking about the 90s because I think that's when the internet really became mainstream and was a lot of fun. That's when chat rooms and online message boards and all that stuff came around. In fact, the term netiquette, I think, started actually technically in the 80s in the Usenet groups, but netiquette really became into the mainstream jargon, diction in the 90s.
I've never used that word before.
But you know what it means.
I mean, I'm inferring what it means.
Right.
It's like etiquette on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, but how come I've never heard it?
Well, it came in and out of fashion very, very quickly. It was a flash in the pan, I guess.
Fine.
But I feel like if you searched it today, you'd probably still get the same kind of results because, like you said, it's Autologic word.
Oh my gosh, the things we learn.
The things we learn. So some of the tips that I was reading about in the 1990s, and a lot of people listening that grew up then will identify with this. This is when the whole no caps, caps are yelling, caps got associated with yelling and flaming and flame wars.
Flame wars.
Yeah.
Wait, tell us more about flame wars.
Flame wars, man. Yeah, it's kind of, I think it predates the term troll. Flaming somebody, I think, is basically trolling
The
them.
original trolling is flaming someone.
Yeah, the original troll was somebody like a flame. I don't think they called them flamers, actually.
Flamethrowers?
No, Carrie.
Flamers is like the gay world now, right?
I think if somebody's flaming, then yeah.
Yeah. They can have that one. That's a fun one.
It is a fun one. Troll is more, I think, a better term for what that stuff is anyway. It's more evocative of what that behavior is. But no, flame war. What comes to mind when you hear the term flame war?
Well, I said flamethrower because I was thinking like they're throwing insults at each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
it's kind of like that.
A flame war.
So,
like I think of lots of exclamation points. I think of maybe like coloring the lettering in red.
Yeah. So I think a lot of it has to do with like the website format back in the day, right? You'd have these forum posts, and if you can imagine, every post would be a block, and you'd have these blocks of posts.
Oh, right.
All stacked on top of each other. And let's say you're in a thread or a forum discussion about, I don't know, level X of this video game or something, and these two guys start arguing. They have this flame war back and forth. And all of a sudden that discussion thread is just like one response after the other of these two idiots like going head to head.
Oh.
And I think that's kind of why like it just kind of disrupted discussion for everybody. It wasn't like today where you have these like quick interactions on Twitter or something, and it's like if somebody's replying to your tweet, you're the only one that really sees it.
Right.
Everybody's in this message board. Everybody sees this back and forth, and it just like derails the conversation.
Yeah. I sometimes play online Tetris with like the biggies in the world.
I've seen her. She's pretty good.
I played on a site called JSTris. It's like definitely a foreign site where like it's very international. And sometimes, and of course, like the little chat boards on sites like that, it's all very rudimentary. It reminds me more of the more simple times of how everything looked. It's very blocky like that.
Yeah.
And for sure, weirdo Tetris people get into these little tiffs like that where suddenly it's like everyone's like, oh, I got 9th or whatever, because this is out of like 40 something people all over the world that are playing. And then suddenly like this little battle starts happening in this weird little chat, and that still happens.
People care. People care about all kinds of things. Another fun, nostalgic thing that came up for me was the signatures that you could have in forums, but also in emails. So this was like at the end of every post, you'd have a little signature, and it could be like your gamer tag if it's for a game forum or something like that. But like I remember, this was when you could really kind of show off some of your techie skills.
Oh.
Because a lot of times the signatures would like be in HTML.
Right. So like the guy that's going like this, that's all like parentheses and slashes and...
That's ASCII.
Fine. Oh, sorry. Am I skipping ahead accidentally?
A little bit.
Okay. I didn't know.
No, that's okay.
I feel so clever.
That's okay. That's great, though, because that was part of signatures as well, as the ASCII artwork, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder if that had origins in the 80s, too. It would make sense whenever the keyboard was invented that the ASCII stuff would have started. But anyway.
Your signatures.
Signatures, yeah, in forums and in emails, including images and ASCII. I think GIFs and GIFs first started making their appearance, but we're going to talk about GIFs a little bit later because they really really came into their own, shall we say, in later years.
Yeah.
But as we move from the wonderful 90s and into the phrase that you hate.
I hate this phrase.
The early aughts.
Aughts. Yeah.
Aughts.
I hate it.
Aught.
Just say 2000s.
Anyway.
Whatever.
And this is, of course, AIM.
Yeah, let's get some AOL. Let's get some AOL going.
If you know, you know. Yes, exactly. Exactly. AOL Instant Messenger.
And the sound of that door closing.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. You just, and the red names versus the blue ones, the ones that are online versus offline.
Oh, yeah. And then when you see it go like gray and italicized, you're like, oh, they're leaving.
They've gone AFK. Away from keyboard. AFK. In case you don't know, AFK, that's what that means, I'm sure.
So what do you remember and what have you revived in yourself as the etiquette of AIM?
Oh, boy.
What do you ask first?
Oh, ASL.
Which is not American Sign Language.
No.
Something else.
Age, sex, location.
Age, sex, location.
Yeah, I was thinking of... For some reason, AIM in particular, I associate with high school and like my friend groups and stuff and like messaging them. But like that kind of chat room, ASL stuff, I think I was in Yahoo a lot. I was in a lot of Yahoo chat rooms.
Oh, Yahoo chat rooms. Yeah, that does ring a bell.
Back in the day.
Well, for young girls, I will say, because it's like junior high age.
Yes.
There's a wonderful episode of Pen 15, which looks like penis if you look at it, which is the funny part of that show. Brilliant episode that perfectly captures what we did on AIM, which was get together with other people and then be one person and like chat and like find people to chat and decide on what you're going to say together and be hilarious and totally absorbed with every single response and get into a little bit of trouble. Like if a parent knew that you were talking to some strange dude online, you know, I'm sure that they were normal people and creepy people. It's a mixture, right? But you would do it as a group and it was like a social activity sometimes. Yeah. Or you would be like chatting with someone and then telling your friend what's happening the whole time. Did you
guys do this at like slumber parties and stuff? Like
or just when you were hanging out as friends. Like remember when friends would just come over and hang out and you would just do stuff together?
Do you remember when friends used to come over? No, yeah, but what's different is like back then for me anyway, the computer was like in the family room. So it wasn't like I could, you know, have this private conversation with
smart.
Giggling with all my friends in junior high anyway. But in high school I bought my own computer.
Well, our computer was in the loft in the computer room. It was like the corner room of the house. Oh, very private.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of fun memories on AIM. Age, sex, location was a good one. But also, I remember that like it wasn't as acceptable to DM people that you didn't know. Really.
Right.
You don't slide into somebody's DMs back then. You know, I don't even know if you really could.
I mean, you just tried messaging someone. DMs was all there was. It wasn't like a public forum. So DMs was what it was. And definitely username was a big thing, right? Yep. Because this is when we all
getting numbers.
Yeah, and we all had embarrassing usernames. All of us. Very few people went a professional route. And actually, that's the same time that we were all doing unprofessional Yahoo addresses as well.
And Hotmail.
I never did Hotmail. I definitely had a Yahoo, and I had it for way too long. And then people would ask me, why is your email Carrie Boo 85? I gave away my birth year. Like, what the fuck? That I would never, no one should ever do that. No. And then Boo was a intimate family nickname, calling me Carrie Boo. I would never want an adult to call me that, right? But
Carrie
it's like,
Boo.
Yeah, Carrie Boo. Hey, Carrie Boo. But, or even just Boo. But I don't seem like that to new people. I think they're shocked when they hear a family member call me that because I'm like such a boss lady in the rest of my life.
Yeah. If, I definitely have a regret of not grabbing, you know, a Doug Daniels at hotmail.com or Doug Daniels at gmail.com.
What was yours? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was.
Was it like Demon Snakehead 666?
No, it requires a little bit of backstory though, and I don't know why.
Are you too embarrassed?
No, I'm not embarrassed.
This is the best question I've ever asked him.
It's Cracky Haas, and we'll have it in.
Oh my goodness!
We'll have it in the text. And this was, I think it was 7th or 8th grade. Okay. I remember this story because this was I had this nickname for a while online in gaming spaces, but we were reading The Moccasin Trail. Do you remember that book?
Vaguely.
I don't remember it at all except for these phrases from which I built my name. One of the characters would say, because it's like from the South and stuff, he would say like, "Bye, Cracky Jim."
Oh dear.
And then another character called everybody Hoss. How you doing, Hoss? You
Okay.
know? So Cracky Hoss.
Weird.
Very strange.
So strange.
And I was
and probably, and again, inappropriate, right? Like a little bit.
It was flagged as inappropriate in strange ways down the road. You know? And it was completely innocent when because I was like 12 or something. I didn't know about crack cocaine or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I was signing up for battle.net, oh my God.
I'm just now, it's like hitting me how funny it is right now.
Yeah.
Cracky Hoss.
I'm
going to just spring that on you in the future when you're least expecting it.
Just call me that and I'll be like, oh my God, like PTSD from online fights. But yeah, no, I was signing up for battle.net, my first battle.net account, my first and only. I think I still have it in some ways when I was playing.
What's battle.net for those of us who don't know?
Well, you guys are just such losers. It's battle.net is what we logged into to play. It's like an online gaming.
Like JS Tris?
Sort of.
Fine.
Have you heard of World of Warcraft?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the company that made that, before they made that, made these other games.
Okay.
And they were really pioneering in a lot of different ways, but one of the things that you could do is play other players in real time. And you did that on battle.net.
Got it.
So I made an account, Cracky Hoss. And that's all we need to talk about with Cracky Hoss.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, moving on to like message boards and forums, we kind of talked a little bit about that, but one of the things that you did back then, this is early 2000s again, mods got more respect back then.
Meaning moderators?
Meaning moderators.
Moderators.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Of the forums got more respect generally because they used to be the webmaster. They used to be the people running the site itself or paying for the servers to run the forum or whatever. Nowadays on Reddit, mods are, shall we just say, not respected very much. With
free speech.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so that was another little interesting shift that I thought about over time, is that like back then mods actually had some kind of respect and authority. Now mods just have authority and no respect.
Great.
And then the last thing about the message boards and forums was, that's right, do not necropost.
Dead post.
Yeah, have you heard that term before? Necro? You necroed that thread or something?
Like you killed it.
No. It's
what is it?
It's the opposite.
Oh, you brought it back from the dead?
Exactly.
Ah.
Yeah, like it's commenting on a thread that's been like dead for months or whatever.
Oh, that sounds kind of fun to me.
It still happens every now and then. Like you'll be searching for like, how do I do this one thing in this game, and then you'll come across this like 4-year-old Reddit thread and have a solution or whatever, and then you'll see a comment at the very in the top of the comments like from 2 months ago or something. Somebody saying like, I'm having this problem still. Like,
you know what? I do that when I'm having a problem with QuickBooks Online. I totally get this. Somebody's asked a question, somebody's answered it maybe several times, but my question's a little different. But
isn't it disheartening when the top results are discussions from ages gone by?
I don't know. I'm feeling the pain from necro posters.
Yeah. Well, it's I guess nowadays it's okay in a context like QuickBooks, but that reminds me, in a similar vein, if there's already a discussion about something, you got to read the forums first. We're already talking about that, Steve, in this thread. Don't start another post discussion about that because we're discussing it over here.
I feel like if nobody knew what you were talking about and they were like boards, messaging, post it, whatever, this is about like groups of people that have something in common that want to discuss like a topic around that. And is it usually like hot news or like a game solving problem from a new game that just came out that everybody's playing at the same time? Like,
yeah, like in mostly what I'm thinking of is like game forums. So either a gaming community, like a
Zelda?
No.
Oh my God.
How to explain this? So there was a shooter game called Counter-Strike, and you'd play it on different servers. You needed to have a server that runs the game or hosts the game, and everybody connects to that, and then they play. Gaming communities would pay to have those servers or host those servers, and so people in these communities would join the same servers, play with the same group of people day in and day out. And those communities had forums. There were also forums for like individual games themselves. So like World of Warcraft forums, you know, you go on Blizzard, .com or whatever.
Oh
it
yeah,
was.
totally. Blizzard.com. Been
Totally.
there all the time. I go there. It's chilly.
You grew up with Blizzard. But yeah, gaming forums, that kind of thing.
Great. Well, I feel like I just learned a little bit something new because I've never gone that nerdy again. Like my top experience is JS chat boxes.
Yeah, no, I was there at the beginning. It seems. No,
Yeah,
it feels like it in a lot of ways. What was your actually one of my earliest computer memories, if not the earliest, is playing Prince of Persia.
Yeah,
and that was in Germany. I was in Germany at the time playing that. That was a lot of fun. Anyway. Moving on to a little bit of a gray area in the legal sense. Actually, it's not gray at all. It's pretty very much against the law these days. But this is back in the day when there weren't laws against digital piracy yet. And so the etiquette of pirating, of stealing. You wouldn't steal a car. Do you remember those ads at the beginning of the DVDs?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You wouldn't steal a car. Don't steal a DVD. It's like, well, I don't know if I, put the two crimes in the same category. Stealing somebody's car and burning a DVD. But anyway, did you ever engage in any piracy as a child?
Yeah, I think actually we did have a short time where we were getting music without paying for it. And I've tried to make up for that by paying $3.99 a month for Pandora since like 2018 probably. So you're fucking welcome, everyone.
Yeah,
I am helping these artists thrive.
You're doing it.
We paid for the license for our theme song. I mean, I think it was kind of one of those times too where like you did realize when we just used it for personal use, we weren't like selling it or whatever, but even with radio, if you had the right equipment, you would tape it and then listen to it personally, you know, and that wasn't considered such a bad thing for a long time.
Well, I remember when the discussion about digital theft was kind of raging, a lot of people brought up the whole VCR and VHS tape stuff because that was the same fear back then, was that people would just be stealing with their VHS tapes. But yeah, did you ever get on Napster?
I think it was either Napster or the competing one. Weren't there two at the time that were both pretty big? And
I don't know the order. I know Napster was like the first, or at least the first big one. There was LimeWire, there was Kazaa, BitTorrent.
I remember that one, yeah.
And then Pirate Bay. Are you familiar with the terms seeding and leeching?
In terms of internet piracy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Why don't you inform us?
So
instead of letting me.
BitTorrent was a big one for me because that was where you would be able to torrent higher size, like larger size files and stuff like movies and things like that. Seeding and leeching. Leeching is when you download. Seeding would be when you're the one that is letting people download it. You're sharing it. So the way it works is like everybody's downloading a different part from different people. And it's actually kind of a cool system, but there was this kind of like code of reciprocity online, right?
Oh, etiquette.
Honor amongst thieves, where you had to, if everybody is a leech, then nobody gets to share.
Right.
So you had to do some seeding. And I remember I always tried to seed the because it would tell you like how much size, how many megabytes or gigabytes or whatever, not gigabytes.
Yeah, I was going to say, it probably wasn't
real.
gigs then.
No, how many megabytes you've seeded. And so I would always make sure to seed the amount of the file that I had just downloaded.
You were so generous.
I was.
Oh my gosh, you were so generous in your theft.
I know. honor amongst thieves.
And then we start to get into some really great online etiquette space.
Now it's kicking off because now we're getting into MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
This is the early 2000s, early aughts, early 2003. I remember this was getting very big just as we were leaving high school.
I wasn't into it yet. I didn't find out about MySpace until college.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like after, but it was, I think, I don't remember, 2002 or 3 when MySpace got big for me. Anyway, I remember MySpace. What I remember about it was the drama of the top eight friends.
Which ones are going to have their photo in the top 8? And then whenever you saw people rotate them around, there was a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dear listeners, for those of you that don't know, somebody's MySpace page, you could see their friends, but you could see the top 8 of their friends, like their images. And it was, users had the ability to change the order of their friends list so that people would appear in a specific order. And so if you were in the top 8 of somebody's friends, you know, that means you were hot shit.
And it's funny, I don't actually remember caring. By the time I got to MySpace, I don't remember caring that about it at all. And it was a lot to do with music, too. MySpace was kind of this sharing your musical taste sort of
Profile
thing.
songs, that was another thing.
Profile songs was great, which I kind of miss that, actually. I do kind of miss that being a thing.
I hate any website that just starts playing something without my pressing a button. I hate it. I think it's invasive. I think it's spammy, and I'm glad that there is no such thing for me in my life. No MySpace pages blasting.
I love that this show is on
Evanescence.
YouTube, which does exactly that.
Well, depending on the clip or the browser add-on that you have plug-in.
We exist on trying to get our clip out there so people listen to it. So don't listen to him. Don't listen to him at all. Don't listen to him.
We are always the exception to everything.
Okay, so layouts on MySpace. In terms of etiquette, though, like what was the etiquette of MySpace in terms of messaging each other? And how, I mean, yes, you communicated through your layout, I think is what we're saying, which is weird etiquette of like, I'm telling you how close you are to me as a friend by if you appear in my top 8 or not.
Relationship status.
That's right. That was a big deal.
That was a huge deal. It was actually kind of nice, and I'm wondering like how they did it back in the day. Like, how did you know in the 1970s, like when little Jim and Jane started dating? I guess they just said, "Now we're dating," But now with MySpace, you could change
Hard
your
launch.
status.
Yeah.
Status. You could change your status and let the whole world know. Yes, me and Sally, we are like this.
Yeah. And in some ways that actually hasn't changed much. People do that same thing where they hard launch with a photo or whatever on their social media as like an official thing because people need to know or whatever. I don't know. I've taken all that stuff off of mine for a long time because I feel like if you're close enough to me, then you know what's going on.
Yeah, totally.
But what's funny though is that like you divorced and then dated me pretty quickly after that was like done.
Yeah.
And people didn't know that you were divorced yet. So like you probably needed to hard launch, right? And then people had no idea that I had a significant other for the longest time because I don't like do the thing where I like define myself by my partner all the time online.
Yeah.
I'll mention things, but I'm also very careful because he is not on social media, or I should say he wasn't. Now you've cracked through. People Fuss has ruined you. But before that, I was pretty respectful that you were like, I have no interest. It's a hot mess on there. Like, I don't want to be on there. So I wouldn't really engage in trying to like make him on there without his permission. But yeah, now I just do whatever I want.
Yeah, no, I quit social media in 2016 and I don't regret it at all. But yeah, what else about MySpace etiquette? There was chain posting. Do you remember chain posting? It was like everybody that shares this message will have good luck for, the next 7 trips.
That stuff did get really hot for a long time. And it's like it wasn't like scammy people from other countries at first. It was like your friends and your aunts or whatever.
Yeah.
It was this weird like you participate or you're not cool or you don't have good luck or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a victimless crime in a way, because it was like the common one was Bill Gates, is funding a study that is measuring how many people send this email, and everybody that sends
I don't remember that at all. That just sounds like a lie.
It is. It was.
But there were lots of silly ones
Everybody
that were just
sends
about...
this email gets $50 kind of thing from Bill Gates.
Okay, that's just like a scam lie, though.
Well, yeah, but there's no victim, though, because like nobody, they're not giving out their credit card information. Or anything,
yeah.
So,
but I've seen ones that were like really silly, like religious ones, where it's like send this to 10 people and God will bless you, and like just weird stuff, like really weird peer pressure-y stuff. Bad etiquette. However I was raised. Thank you, mother and father. However I was raised, I never liked those, and I don't think I participated one time unless it was something where it was like a fundraising thing for someone that I knew.
Then I'd share the post.
Yeah, but I've always hated those. They are bad. Do not. This is Carrie's etiquette rules. Never ever participate in chain letters.
Well, Bill, if you're listening, I'm still waiting for the $50 that you owe me because I shared.
Okay, MySpace is the precursor to
poking.
Facebook. Poke.
Yep.
Facebook took over quick when I was in college. It was like, you're on MySpace, not Facebook.
But do you remember, this was when Facebook first started, it was, you had to have
college
account.
Yeah.
Facebook started off as really hoity-toity and kind of exclusive. Do you remember?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I actually know someone who like went to school with the founders and everything, and I do think it was
whatever.
I met them through production, but like I do think it started at those few schools and then spread really rapidly and like became a thing. I was at UCSD and I remember very specifically our friend Neb, who was like, you need to get on Facebook right now. It was yes, he was gay. You need to get on Facebook right now. And I was like, okay, Neb, like you are cool. I know what's cool. I'm going to get on Facebook. And I was a little disappointed.
I thought it was a little clunky too compared to MySpace, which had all this flair and like kind of maturity to it. Facebook kind of felt sterile.
Yeah, it did feel very sterile.
It standardized everything. Everybody's page looked the same kind of thing. There's a lot of blue, I remember, everywhere.
You didn't get... Who was the first friend that you got on MySpace? What was his name?
Tom.
You didn't get a Tom.
No Tom on Facebook.
No Tom.
Nobody had more friends than Tom on MySpace.
I know, right? But yeah, Facebook starting in the college realm is... You can see why anything that starts there, like we were just watching from our last episode, I just watched the Swiped Hulu film about Whitney Hurd, and I mean that's how she got all of the people to start using Bumble. She went on college campuses and made it this like peer pressure sort of thing.
Trendsetters.
Yeah, people that want to see. I mean that's when suddenly we're adults and we're like really negotiating our social circles. And it's not, I don't think it's the same kind of pressure in high school and junior high where you feel like the world's ending if the one girl said something about you in class. It's not that. And there's sex involved then in college with people. And it's like,
gross.
Well, it's accessing like your ego in a totally new and different way and not necessarily a great way. And I'm not a big fan of like the Greek system and everything. Like I don't think sororities and fraternities are just healthy in general most of the time. I'm not into them personally. I'm just a very anti-cult person in general, but like that mentality of like you need to know the cool people and be friends with the cool people and put a picture up of you that looks sexy so someone sees it. The etiquette of Facebook was like, how sexy and cool can you look? Yeah, which I think
hasn't changed
leads
much
to the dating profile stuff that is of today.
Yeah. Some of the etiquette about Facebook that I was interested to get your take on was poking and tagging.
Yeah. poking is so funny because it started out as such a fun thing to do to people. Like,
what is
I
it
remember,
for those who don't remember?
You literally had like a little finger thing and you could just choose to do an action that was called poking your friend, which was just like the digital version of a little, like
it was
a little
just
poke.
Giving them
literally
a notification that said so-and-so poked you.
So-and-so poked you. And it started out as kind of funny. And it's like it was always meant to be a temporary thing, because really it should have changed all the time, of like someone threw a gorilla at you or something. Like they could have gotten way more creative if I was on the team back then.
Okay.
But the poke thing lasted so long that then it started to turn into a creeper thing, because once Facebook got beyond the college realm, you started to get people that weren't your friends that were like way older than you, some from a female perspective, hetero female perspective, some old dude that doesn't live anywhere near you that you've never seen, who has some shady fucking picture, pokes you. And you're like, what? I don't want to be poked by him. Ew, get it away. Like you were kind of like, can I like remove the poke, you know?
Yeah.
And so then I think that the safety and the blocking and all that stuff starts to
profile,
come into play.
like privacy settings and stuff.
Yeah, and then people just got over it. Like the joke was over after a little bit, you know? It just got old. But it was really fun at first. And I use that term to like poke someone, like at work. If a vendor hasn't gotten back to us in a while, I'll be like, yeah, just give them a little poke.
Totally.
And I don't mean it in a sexual sense, obviously. Depending on the vendor.
Yeah, depending on the vendor.
Just kidding. I don't mean it that way. It's like this like friendly little thing. I bet you it came from Facebook.
It probably did.
Yeah, probably did.
This one came from Twitter, and I'm wondering if ratioed. I've never used that. I think
I've heard it. It feels somewhat familiar. Never.
I was never on Twitter, so I never really got into this. But apparently, it's if the replies to your tweet outnumbered the likes, that means you stirred up some shit.
Yeah,
that makes sense. You got
does.
ratioed. You got too many people chatting, not liking your shit. So, and then I never got into hashtagging. I was going to ask you if you got into hashtagging, if you could speak to any of the etiquette.
I mean,
around
we
that.
still do hashtag. The funny thing is, like, the point of hashtagging at first was like a cool thing. Then it's heavily a marketing thing, right? There is absolutely no coolness to hashtagging anymore. It's 100% a marketing thing.
Was the original intent of hashtagging, wasn't it to be able to tag an individual to like look at this comment or look at this post or this picture?
I don't remember if you know, because hashtagging should be around a popular topic or subject,
right? Yeah.
But tagging people.
Tagging is definitely from in the photos and stuff.
Yeah, tagging in photos. Ooh, that got real sketch. Here's the other thing: is like these social media platforms really came about, again, with college kids when they're in college. We had absolutely no idea that our etiquette online would haunt us for years to come. And there were absolutely no way, there were no ways for us to go back and like say, please untag me from that photo. You could only untag yourself, but it would still remain, right? They had to choose to take down that photo after you untagged yourself.
Yeah.
So you could have a picture of you being a dumbass in college. And like, we'd never had a generation go through this before and had their lives online and had their mistakes and had their 20s like that.
That's why I was a little hesitant to mention what my online handle was back then. Because it's like, I probably said some really stupid, hateful shit as a angry little 14-year-old raging on some gaming forum.
I hate to think of you that way. Thank you, therapy.
Thank you, therapy.
I was not mean. I was nice all the time. Never, ever mean. I don't know what
we talked about necroing posts, but the same logic sort of applies to liking old pictures in somebody's profile.
Oh yeah, that's super creepy, and that still happens to this day. Like sometimes you'll think that you know someone and you accept their friend request, and then suddenly you get like 20 notifications that they've gone through your photos and just liked all of them randomly. That's not good. Don't do that.
Or you're kind of reminiscing through the good old days or something, and some guy's going through some old girlfriend's profile on Facebook and likes a picture from 5 years ago or something.
I think almost everyone too has had the experience, because so much of this is on phones where you accidentally did something and you can't take it back. So
I have an Instagram account just to like be able to look at stuff.
Well, now you sound very creepy.
I know. But I've accidentally double tapped instead of like to zoom in. I'm trying to zoom in, but it ends up liking it. I'm like, oh fuck,
yeah.
unlike, and then kind of move on or whatever. So
You've done the accent. We all have.
I've done that.
We all have.
I fat fingered it.
Yeah. And this is also, I think, that time when GIFs and GIFs started really getting big as a way to react to something. So instead of like saying something with words or even having a little like, emoji, which we totally skipped over the emoji sort of land that happened.
Yeah. Well, we're still in emoji land.
I know. Emojis have gotten supercharged.
Yeah.
You can have a whole conversation in just emojis now.
Yeah. At a certain point, I got really close with a boss recently, who's no longer with UCLA, but it got to the point where we would send each other a GIF every now and then as a response or something. But it was not ever in a serious conversation, but it was just kind of like, you can have that kind of camaraderie with somebody in the workplace, depending on, in the workplace. But generally speaking, emojis at work are acceptable if they are, green check marks and shit like that.
So the one of Jonah Hill going like this, like everybody knows that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's certain ones that are just so epically like good. I mean, some of them are just so good, and it's weird that somebody
Clint
knows
Eastwood with a cup of coffee, like
yeah, it's weird how those become part of such a. They become something beyond words, and so pulling. I mean, when I first joined your family chat, talk about sort of online etiquette in a way because it's a group chat, but I remember how much. Sending gifts to each other, like you were kind of showing your mom, you were like basically training her on funny gifts, and then I remember the day where you were like, she got it. She sent a really good one, and you were like, she got it.
yeah.
Oh, Susan, you're welcome. I know you're gonna listen to this.
Yeah, it was great, Mom. I don't remember what the gift was, but it was really good. Proud of you.
This is, I think, probably around this time too, like when emails were starting to become less formal and then starting to become used in not just settings in like high corporate settings where maybe emails between people were a little bit more expected, but emails were starting to become something that the general public needed to learn how to use to interact with businesses and interact with people sometimes.
Do you remember learning how to write a check in school? And then very briefly, I think they started teaching like how to write an email. Like this is the format
really?
for...
I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a letter, right? Like it's kind of dumb. But...
but that, I mean, in some ways there could be some etiquette taught about emails because still to this day people don't reply all.
Carbon copying and blind carbon
CC
copying.
and BCC, and someone has to teach you that stuff. You're not going to like just go down and learn it yourself, and you don't notice that stuff. You kind of think this is a long time ago, but you think it's kind of gibberish that doesn't matter until someone teaches you. No, this is a really cool tool, and let me show you how and when you're supposed to use it.
Totally.
The first time someone BCCs you, you're like, oh, I'm a ghost.
The first time you forget to attach something that you say is attached to an email.
Yeah.
That's a big boo-boo. Well, not a big boo-boo, but yeah, that happens a lot. I think we've all done that.
All right. Well, we're in kind of the 2020s now, right?
We're kind of caught up a little bit.
Okay, but now we got Slack.
We
got Teams.
It's kind of full circle because Slack is a lot like AIM.
It's so much like everything and then so different because we're talking about work settings now, right? Most workspaces.
Discord. It's like Discord.
Yeah, it's like Discord, but I'm saying people don't use Slack for pleasure.
Right.
Right? You use it for UCLA. I've only ever used it for work or project related purposes. And this is when you're asking a company to speak with each other in this certain way, and you have channels and you have rules. I mean, Slack is the absolute ultimate etiquette-based online chat tool to me. There's so much etiquette about how you use Slack in certain companies, and if you don't properly use the etiquette, for example, in Slack, you have all these different channels that usually are divided by subject or what the channel is for. And when someone posts something in a channel, you want to reply in what's called a thread. So it like takes that subject and then that conversation, you can look at it or not. And then a new post would start a new thread. Very similar to Reddit and all that stuff. But like in a work setting, you have lots of people that aren't really caught up with like every single rule of how to use Slack. And then you have other people that are like total Slack Nazis. And I've seen this slotsies. I've seen this happen where like a bunch of people were onboarded to Slack and half of them didn't really understand the etiquette, and then it's sort of chaos for the people that had this system of communication before.
Yeah.
And then suddenly someone who's like not authorized to put something in a channel like, busts in there and shares their fundraiser for their kid's cancer or whatever, and you're like, okay, we really care about your kid and we love you so much, but like that's
don't
not
ever do that
that's
again.
not the right Slack etiquette.
Oh God.
So I love Slack and we use it at work. I've used it for the last, I think, 3 or 4 jobs or some version of that kind of messaging thing. And it's equally cool and exhausting because I'm good at prioritizing like what I see, and I don't feel necessarily that I have to respond. And I'm the kind of person that will like research how to use it and then like really learn. Most people don't want to do that, and it takes
read
some
the
learning.
FAQ, man.
Yeah. Are you going to like flag it for later? Are you going to set a reminder for later? Are you going to pin it to the top of the channel? Are you going to, there's like too many options for people who need to probably reduce their options in life. I think I just added like 2 or 3 channels to our Slack today, and I like did it like, are they going to kill me? We need another channel for this. Emojis on Slack are another thing that like I'm obsessed with, basically.
The party parrot.
The party parrot. There's also one of Keanu Reeves going like this.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add
Everybody loves that one.
I'm going to add that to ours.
I like the little, I think it's a ninja with like a pitchfork and a thing on fire. I really like that one. And then I love the cat one that's like going super, super fast on the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that are just so work appropriate. I love, and I'll add new ones. And then I love that moment where someone's like, where did that come from? And I'm like, me. I know how to communicate and react. And Slack also gives the option to like react with a bunch of different emojis to one message, so you can go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's great.
It adds a nice little bit of fun into the workplace culture. God, we're so fun.
We're so fun. We're so fun. Sometimes I like hear myself back and I'm like, you are the biggest nerd.
Yeah.
Not in the same way as like a gamer nerd. I'm like the Microsoft Word nerd.
The spreadsheet nerd.
I'm the spreadsheet nerd, yeah, for sure. Well, that kind of brings us to like the more intense sort of call of the day, which is that like people are getting into this like psychotic bullying online now, and Twitter is sort of the apex of that, I think, where people are like taking their rage to the page and yeah, and there's this permission structure that like people can go and just like let it out at these strangers and not have any repercussions at all. And I know what's 4chan or whatever is the probably even worse than that. But that's
4chan's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not as like publicly welcome. You know, that's like where you know you're being bad, I think.
Well, the whole point is to be as offensive as possible,
right,
for the most part. There.
Right.
Yeah.
It's real bad. But Twitter has gone down that way. And then Facebook, I mean, just in the last couple weeks, I still am on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I still can't handle TikTok just because I actually have a good long attention span and I like long stories. But
don't ruin it. Stay off of TikTok.
I know. But on Facebook, it's gotten really, really, I wouldn't say it's gotten like toxic or that it's, but I do feel people's rage, which is interesting. It's like the need to express that you're angry somehow. So it might not be that they're getting on Facebook and saying, I hate you all so much, die 1,000 deaths. And that's like a really sweet version of that, right? They're getting on and saying, all these people are this way and I can't be friends with anyone who ... So they're like grouping people together, talking about not liking them and saying I could never be or get away or defriend me or whatever. There's a lot of these like general hate things and lots and lots of reposting of someone else's thoughts that you're saying are your feelings right then. So like these big long diatribes that someone's saying, this is what I'm feeling today. And I've done that too. I share things like I shared 2 podcasts this week that really spoke to me, but I'm trying to do things that are uniting people or like if I really have something to say, like I believe we should vote this administration out because I don't like what they're doing with immigration or the economy or a lot of things, but like those 2 things are really on my heart. Like I will get on social media, and my etiquette for myself is that like if I have something to say and I want people to take an action, then I'll try and say that somewhere in the post. So many times if I'm angry, I'll say like, for example, the other day, we are experiencing a high level of drama with international shipments because of the tariff policy. It is affecting our business. Every day I'm dealing with drama for a large part of my day right now, and it's angry and frustrating. It's angering and frustrating for me. And I wanted people to know, like, our business and me personally, I am feeling the effects of this administration personally. I'm not just ranting about someone else. Like, this is me, and I'm dealing with stupid stuff I shouldn't have to deal with. So I get on there, I say, this is happening, and this is dumb, and this is bad for the economy, and vote them out. Like, I'm asking you to take an action based on what I'm feeling versus saying, like, anybody who voted for this guy is a piece of shit, and I don't like him.
Fuck
like,
you.
That's not helpful, actually. What I'm saying
good.
is, like, hey, these policies are hurting me and my business. Let's vote them out. Like, that is a bit of a call to action for me to use. Like, I think you're allowed to be angry and say that you're upset. I actually do think you're allowed to do that. But the more persuasive thing is to say, like, this is absolutely unacceptable. We're treating people this way, and I'm upset, and this is bad for business, and we need to make a change together, you guys. Like, that, maybe that's like my nerdy leader side, but I think that's the more effective way for us to, like, use rage online, and that's like the etiquette of rage online. Is that fair?
Channel it positively, or do something.
Ask for action. Say, like, I'm upset, and say why you're upset and why it's unfair, and then ask for action.
Specific action,
not violence.
Positive action. Yeah.
Not violence. Never ever violence.
Not violence is bad. Violence is
bad. So I'm sick of seeing psychotic bullies online is also what I'm saying. Like, those motherfuckers need to get the fuck out of here.
No,
I don't like it. They're mean. I don't like it when they're mean to me either. It doesn't feel good. So moving on from the darkness of the world and how it's all going to shit, Douglas has a game.
Yes. Well, do we have time for the game?
Totally.
Okay. Well, the game is going to be very simple. It's going to be guess that icon, or in the first place, it's not really an icon. I just want to see if you recognize this.
No, definitely not.
How would you pronounce that?
L337 speak.
It's leet speak.
Okay.
L-E-E-T.
Great. Next one.
Leet speak.
Thanks. I feel dumb. No, what is it?
It was this really, like, brief and dumb way of talking where you would replace E's with 3s, A's would be 4s, S's would be 2s,
so clever.
T's would be 7s.
Okay.
And it would be a way of you to saying, like, you know, leet speak.
A little bit of pig Latin kind of thing.
Sort of, yeah. But it was never, I don't remember the period where it was ever, like, not kind of taking the piss. You know, it was always kind of like this sort of like, oh, you're such an elitist online and you type like this. I don't know. It was a little tongue in cheek always.
Got it. Okay.
I'd be shocked if you remember this.
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
IRC was Internet Recall Chat or something. I can't remember what it stands for. But anyway, this was this was a chat system before AIM.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
All right.
I remember it was.
Don't remember that at all.
It was fun. And then these two, you know what these guys are, of course.
Oh yeah, I mean the Joker.
The troll face. That's the troll face.
Oh yeah, but it's based on the Joker, or it's a totally separate thing.
You mean like Batman and the Joker?
Yeah, I thought it was
it's
based on a cartoon thing, but is it its own thing? I didn't know.
I think it's its own thing. This is like when somebody's being a troll.
Okay, great.
And then, you know, Pepe the Frog.
I do know Pepe the Frog, but, like, I don't know deeply where, like, if there's a bigger backstory there.
There's probably books written about this, but it's like a very strange online cultural thing. It started out in 4chan and helped get Donald Trump elected with white supremacist memes and shit like that.
Okay,
anyway.
wonderful.
Yeah, super cool. I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay.
MP3.
Okay. So is that the music stealing stuff?
Nope.
MP3.
This is what you would use to play the music sometimes. Winamp.
Oh, Winamp. That's not even that old.
It's not
Winamp
that old.
was still around.
It might still be around. I don't know, but I just remember Winamp was super big when I got my own computer because you could customize your own skins with Winamp.
Okay, here we could just drop it right here. Oh yeah, that's AOL.
AOL.
Yeah, AOL. Okay,
That's right.
I was like,
America.
Without having the colors, it's so interesting because this is almost like a branding trick too. Because I'm like black and white. No,
I know. Well, we can't afford a color printer, dear listeners. So sorry. Anyway, this one. This is the hard version of this one.
The hard version of it.
Yeah. Do you know what this is?
I mean, Netscape.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the icon. This was like the
okay. I do kind of remember. Yeah.
Yep.
The end logo is a lot bigger.
I don't know if you can see that on there.
Great.
Ta-da.
You got to be on YouTube to get the good stuff, you
That's
guys.
right.
Very well done. All right. As usual, thank you all for listening to People Fuss. Please like, share, and subscribe. People Fuss is a tight-knit production produced by yours truly, Carrie Prince.
And Doug Daniels.
Yes, and we have editing and marketing supervision by Mary Wen.
Thank you, Mary.
Our theme song is Human Colors by Delicate Beats.
Human Colors.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
I'm losing it.
Somehow we'll survive.
Yeah. And then fun fact for the day is that Yoshi and Kiko, they are adopted cats for me, right? Go ahead and tell your famous joke about why you have 2 cats.
Well, my ex-wife wanted to get a cat, but I didn't, so we compromised and got 2 cats.
His favorite joke, y'all. Okay, thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.